let's get to it.
Capitano, die Saison 18-19 ist vorbei. Season 18-19 is over. It's the third for you in Bonn. When you think back of the 18-19 season, what comes to your mind first? As a positive and as a negative?
You know what comes to my mind first?
I could make a guess.
Resilience. Resilience. Yes, because this season could have went a totally different way. We were at our worst at 13th position, and a lot of teams that didn't make the playoffs were ahead of us. You know, and we were resilient. We fought back, and were able to make the playoffs, which a lot of people, you know, in January didn't expect.
What do you think? Where does this resilience come from?
It's a mixture of a lot. You know, I think you have to have. It starts from the top. You know, from management down to Chris, who had to take over, to me and TJ and Martin and Yerman, people that have been here for a longer time, and then the guys around us too. It takes a full effort to say, okay, we're not going to stay down at this position. We're going to fight and come back. You know?
Would you say this very season raised your leadership qualities to a whole other level? And what did you learn for yourself as a leader this year?
I think it did raise all of our leadership qualities because I feel like I did have to learn a lot. I learned a lot through adversity because I feel like last year and the year before we didn't have as much adversity as we did this year. Everybody
sometimes, yeah, but sometimes, not as when you look at the span of the whole season. There were so many points,
and especially adversity kind of, you know. Yeah, let's just say we didn't have as much adversity to me in the last couple of years. Yeah. I learned more about communication, how much you have to try to communicate with the team, even more than I thought, you know, we did. How much you got to have communication with the coach, with the manager, like everybody needs to really be together on and off the court, you know. So that was big.
You came in as a shooter in 2016. You had your slump early in the season because you had to adjust to, you know, the whole league and the new team and stuff like this, which actually played into your hands and the cards that you got up your sleeves because you knew you were a shooter.
Yeah.
And almost everybody underestimated you, so you established yourself as a shooter in the second half of the 16-17 season. Made it to the All-Star the next year, and now being one of only two guys in the 2000s who made over 100 threes in the regular season. Would you say, and I know this is a little tempting, would you say you emerged from coming in as a point guard to now being a shooting guard? And no. I know you're gonna say no, but why is it? But why is it a no?
You have to define shooting guard and point guard to me. I mean, I feel like you can say I'm a combo guard. Because as much as I, you know, shoot the ball, Steph Curry shoots the ball a lot, but he's the point guard. You know, you can call him a combo guard too. And so I wouldn't exactly call myself a shooting guard because I'm on the ball a lot. Shooting guard, I feel like, you know, not on the ball so much. You know, kind of letting the other guys run the offense. You know, me and TJ, we kind of run the offense, you know, together, and I just happen to be able to shoot really well. So.
Well, while taking more of those shots, because when we look at the numbers, we already talked about it. The first year, around about 53% of your shots taken were three-pointers. In 17-18, 66% were threes. And this year's 72.8% of your shots taken were three-pointers. How much does being patient? How much is patience a factor when it comes to playing off the ball, being the outside threat for a team?
You definitely have to be patient. And when you have it going, I don't think you shy away from it. You know, really, that's what it boiled down to me. There's a lot of games where I shot well. And you know, if you hit a couple in the beginning, you keep shooting and see if you can hit a couple more. You know, and because of the percentage, you know, I think I shot 50% or something like that. With the percentage like that, you know, you don't really stop shooting. If you're gonna shoot it and you keep making them, you keep shooting until, you know, something changes. But it stayed pretty steady for the season.
At what point in the game do you know I got it going, or this might be an off night, or is it on occasionally, does it come from totally out of nowhere? In both ways.
Well,
That you feel like, ooh, damn, I'm cool enough today. Or is it like, ooh, I got it going.
yeah.
And you don't realize it, let's say, during shoot around or so.
No, I really don't even notice it until the game. You know, you can feel it in shoot around a little bit, maybe before, like, you know, when you're shooting before the game. You make a couple and it feels pretty good, and then if you make a couple in the beginning of the game, then you know it could be a good game. And the same way, it's just the opposite. You know you could, if you miss a few, you can be like, man, you know, you could, this could be off game, but then you have to reverse your mind, like, you're a shooter, you know, you do this a lot, so take a couple more and see if you can make them. If they go in, then you say, now this could be a good game again.
So before I let you go, do you remember the Berlin game?
Home?
Nah, I think it was the away game where you touched them for 29, a season and personal.
Oh no,
best.
that was here. That was home.
That was the home game.
Yeah, that was the home game.
Wow, my bad.
Yeah.
Should have looked it up earlier, but especially when we talk about this very game, at what point during that game did you know, that's gonna be a long night for their defense today?
I figured it out after I came back in. I think we started, and then I went out, and I was just sitting on the bench, and things were going kind of back and forth between us, and they kind of took the lead. And I came back in, and I think I hit like 8 in a row, 2 threes, or maybe 3. It might have been 11 in a row. And I was like, and then going into halftime, I hit a shot, I think.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, this could be a pretty good night. And I didn't want to, the guys were telling me, stay aggressive, keep shooting, because I had hit a few good shots. So in the second half, it kept going in. So I knew it would be a pretty good night.
Bonus question in this regard: when you feel you got it going, do you let everybody else know on the team, or do you hope that everybody else is noticing? Do you guys, as a collective, run certain or special plays just for you to get you into a good spot, or is this all more or less in the flow of the game?
That's the thing when you have good teammates, great teammates, and teammates that are aware of what's going on. We usually do that for each other. If they see me hit a couple shots, they're trying to get me a few more shots. Or if we see, TJ's hit a few shots, we're trying to get him a few more shots. Same with Charles or anybody else. If we see we have an advantage somewhere, we were usually trying to take advantage of it the best we could.
Perfect. Now in the off season, final question. What does summertime bring for Josh Mayo when it comes to spending his free time? Already made any plans for a family vacation?
You know what? It's gonna be a little vacation time.
But you guys haven't decided yet.
But we
where to
haven't
go.
decided.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's really like, I'm not a workaholic, but I give myself a little time. But I'm gonna be back to work because this season, as great as it was, us coming back, I'm not satisfied. So wherever.
So finally, possibly a destination where you can work out as well.
Yes, for sure.
When the kids go to bed, or when they take their.
We have some nice stuff around our home in Dallas where I can work out. So I'll take a little time off, but I'm gonna try to be in the
tip-top
gym.
shape.
Yeah.
Perfetto. Capitano, mille grazie. Enjoy the off season.
My man, I appreciate you, man.